สัปดาห์ที่ผ่านมาผู้บริหารของกองทุนประชากรแห่งสหประชาชาติเดินทางเยือนประเทศไทยนะคะได้พบกับเจ้าหน้าที่ระดับสูงของไทยด้วยคุณจรัญธร โยธาสมุทรมีโอกาสได้สัมภาษณ์พิเศษและสอบถามถึงบทบาทกองทุนผลกระทบที่เกิดขึ้นในเวลานี้จากภาวะสงครามรัสเซียยูเครนค่ะ
ท่ามกลางสถานการณ์สงครามรัสเซียยูเครนแล้วก็การระบาดของโควิด -19 ที่ส่งผลกระทบต่อหลาย10 ล้านคนทั่วโลกอีกหนึ่งประเด็นที่อาจจะไม่ค่อยได้รับการพูดถึงมากนักคือผลกระทบในเรื่องของการคุกคามทางเพศการใช้ความรุนแรงทางเพศรวมไปถึงการเข้าไม่ถึงระบบบริการสุขภาพอนามัยเจริญพันธุ์นะคะวันนี้ไทย PBS ได้มีโอกาสพูดคุยกับเอเนเคียตารองผู้อำนวยการบริหารกองทุนประชากรสหประชาชาติแล้วก็ผู้ช่วยเลขาธิการสหประชาชาติค่ะ and during this time of very hard situation either the COVID and the war and the conflict that happened around the world how can we tackle particularly on gender-based violence issue and gender inequalities
so currently you are so right with all the crisis and the war, our work is to make sure that women and girls are protected, that they can avoid gender-based violence. And what we do is we have safe space centers when they can take refuge to make sure that they can get the help they need to get. Now, in normal circumstances for gender-based violence, what is important to make sure that every part of the society is aware of the danger. So a lot of advocacy. Gender-based violence is not good, it's dangerous. That is very important to make sure that young people, adolescents are not facing that.
Especially for the Russian-Ukraine war, it's affect everything for global level and every countries. Particularly UNFPA report on gender-based violence that occur in the area, in the countries. Any statement regarding to that?
You know, what is important during this war is to make visible the unseen. And during the war, what we don't see on TV is that at the beginning of the war, 265,000 women pregnant. So for us at UNFPA is how to help the country to make sure that those women can deliver safely, that cannot be, cannot go through violence. So it's important to get the commodity to those women, to the young girls. So that's what we do currently. We have our team on the ground helping women and girls to thrive.
Under the UN unit, for example, human rights sectors and security sector also vote against Russia in terms of their sitting position there. In particular for UNFPA, will there be any movement forward toward the Russia representative?
When there is war, our work becomes totally humanitarian. So, and human rights is not a speech anymore. It is practical action on the field. So what we do, we save lives, we protect women and girls and families while the war is happening. So that's what we do, and we make every sure that no one is left behind. So everybody has the same right as long as you need our services. So that's what we do.
And within 8 years, I think it will reach the Sustainable Development Goals year, particularly on the gender issue and reproductive health issue. Many countries committed to that as well. But it's very a short time to get the 0.3. How do you see at the global level react or challenge to this issue?
At the global level, last September in New York, the UN Secretary General, with all the member states, including Thailand, have adopted our common agenda. And our common agenda is the accelerator of the SDGs to go to the 8 years. COVID has decreased, the efforts. Every country were really, have difficulty to continue. So what we do now is to make sure, thanks to our common agenda, to work together, especially on the commitment 5 on women empowerment, women education, and on commitment 8, youth empowerment youth engagement in the society to ensure that we can get as close as possible to the goals. We still have 8 years. A lot has been done in countries like Thailand. There are 1 or 2 goals you are almost ready to reach. So I think there is hope to get